show, so get rocking up.
So let me break it all down for you.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up.
Taking that crown from you.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Hey, what's going on guys, it's the FPL Penguin, back again with another video for you all. And today's video, I'll be talking about, for the FPL 2021 season, the best cheap budget players and players to avoid for the upcoming FPL season. So here we go. So first off, we've got Matty, the Brighton keeper. This is the cheap budget player. 4.5 million, and he did 117 saves last season, 9 clean sheets. Now, I think he's a good one to go for because he's cheap, picks up a lot of save points as well, and he'll have a better, probably a much better defence around him with the likes of Veltman and Ben White if they do keep him, if he doesn't go back to Leeds. And they'll have Dunk there as well, we know what he's like. He's solid at the back. They've also got likes of Webster and Duffy as well. So I'm thinking Brighton defence will be a lot more solid now in that defensive area. So definitely, if you're looking for just a budget keeper, because we know likes of Pope is 5.5 million. Have a look at Matty Ryan. He's getting a more stronger defence in front of him now. Next one we have is Sukek from West Ham. 5 million, 3 goals last season. He did well in Project Restarts, we all remember. He plays in that CDM role for West Ham, but he's very cheap and he could be another good differential. He was a good differential to have in the Project Restart. He did very well when the Premier League returned. And I do think he'll be a good shout for a cheap budget play. If you're trying to just get that bench fodder, somebody to probably come on and just change the game a little, probably look at Sukek. Ben Mee. Another cheap budget player to go for, 5 million, 13 clean sheets last season, 1 goal and 2 assists last season. And the reason I think he's a good player, well, especially with those stats I've just given you there, has an experienced goalkeeper in Pope just behind him in his goal. And, Pope just missing out on the Golden Glove last season. But we know how good Pope is, and that defence too with Mee and Tarkowski. So definitely look at Mee. Definitely cheap. Good cheap alternative to have. Next up we've got Mr. Dunky. It's Dunk from Brighton. And he's at 5 million with 9 clean sheets last season. 3 goals and 3 assists in the league. Now I was talking about Matty Ryan. You got likes of Veltman, you got Webster, you've probably got Ben White as well next season, and Dunk is such a good player, especially when it comes to set pieces. Like I mentioned, I expect Brighton to be a bit more solid at the back coming into this season, so definitely look at Dunk. Pay cheap, if you want to have a double up of Ryan and Dunk, go for it. I expect a lot more clean sheets from Brighton this season. Next up is Joe Gomez, 5.5 million. Is a good alternative to have rather than going for Van Dijk, Trent and Andy Robertson, who are just in the 6 million, 6.5, 7, 7.5 million. If you want someone cheap, he's not known for getting goals or assists, Mr. Joe Gomez, but he's a cheap one to have if you're looking for that Liverpool starting asset. Very cheap, should we say as well, budget one, if you don't want to, or you haven't got enough money, should I say, for the likes of Van Dijk, Trent or Robbo. Unless you want to double up on Liverpool defence and have Trent and Gomez, go for it. Next up we've got Ajayi from West Brom, 5 million. The reason I call him Virgil van Dijk 2.0 because he scored 5 goals last season in the Championship for West Brom. He's a centre back and he didn't score anything in the Project Restart for West Brom, but he's a very good cheap one to have. Depends how West Brom do this season, this upcoming season. They haven't made any signs yet. Not much to probably strengthen that defence, but he's a regular starter, this guy. He's very cheap and he loves to score from set pieces like Mr. Dunk. Oh wow, it's Jack Harrison, 5.5, left winger for Leeds. 6 goals and 8 assists last season for Leeds. He was on loan from Manchester City and it looks like they've re-signed him as well on a loan deal. Another loan deal from Manchester City for this season. It's been confirmed. And he played a big part in Leeds getting promoted back to the Premier League after 16 years. And it's a good one to have. I was very worried he was probably going to be about 6 million, but 5.5, I'll take that. a lovely one to have. Check out more of his stats and probably sofa score, whatnot. Check out his heat maps. His heat maps are insane, but he's a very, very good cheap one to have. It's just like West Brom. It depends how Leeds approach this season. They haven't bought anyone yet to strengthen that team even more, but we shall see how they got on. But definitely look at Jack Harrison, guys. He's one to have. Saint Maximin is next, 5.5 million, and it's very strange to see his teammate Almiron go up to 6 million. A lot of talk about that, why it's that way around, when Saint Maximin had probably just a tiny bit of a better season than Almiron. 3 goals and 5 assists for Saint Max last season, and especially at 5.5, guys, we know how good of a player he is. Newcastle probably need to build some more, get a better striker, and probably a bit more better midfield and stuff. But tell you something, Saint Max, just like Jack Harrison, 5.5, that's a steal, that really is. Right, onto the players to avoid is now, as I like to call him in FPL, useless Jota, 6.5 million, 7 goals, 3 assists last season. So many things to talk about with him. Risk of rotation, we saw a lot of times he was benched a lot of games, and having likes of Nato and Podence or Jimenez start instead of Traore, different sort of formation, and there's that as well. And he's just somebody who's not as consistent getting returns like Jimenez, and it's kind of a big risk to have him. So I definitely won't be making that same mistake twice. So definitely avoid Jota. Next up is Giroud, 7 million, 8 goals, 1 assist last season. He's set to become either the number 2 or the number 3 striker at Chelsea now that they've signed Timo Werner. It's obvious Timo Werner is going to be the new number 1. And Giroud, he did fantastic in Project Restart and keeping Tammy out the side in a lot of games. But, you know, he's getting older now, Giroud, and it's obviously going to be Timo being number 1. And it looks like Tammy, being obviously a lot younger than Giroud, he's going to be number 2. So for that price, well, 7 million, totally not worth it. Next up, we've got Mr. Muscles, Adama Traore, 6.5 million, 4 goals and 9 assists last season. Hardly gets any returns in a lot of games, just like Jota, and he's just one to avoid, especially with that price, 6.5 million. He doesn't do much for me FPL wise, and I had him, and same as Jota last season, and he didn't perform FPL wise, and definitely avoid him, guys. He's a fantastic player, but in FPL he's not getting the returns. Next up is Harvey Barnes from Leicester, 7 million, 6 goals and 10 assists last season. Same as Traore, and a bit of Jota, hardly gets any returns in a lot of games, and it's going to be mostly probably Vardy, and we don't know how Leicester are going to set up. They've been a bit dodgy as of late near the end of the season, and Harvey Barnes, especially for that money, 7 million. Are you having a laugh? I definitely won't be going for him in this upcoming season. Okay, so the last one is Saka, 5.5 million, 1 goal and 6 assists last season. Huge hype behind this lad, but could struggle to get back into the team as Arsenal have recently signed Willian. Fair enough, this guy can play left back, attacking left back, but just see, you know, it's going to be hard for him to get in starting lineup now. Willian's there, Pepe's there, Aubameyang's there, you know, especially if they sign Coutinho as well. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. And hopefully see you again in the next day or two when the fixtures hopefully do come out, and you'll see a live video hopefully of me doing my draft team. See you later, guys. Drink the bubbly, and see you later.
Stop the show, so get rocking up.
So let me break it all down for you.
I ain't never giving up, I ain't never
You know
giving
I'm
up.
taking that crown from you.
A little bit of the bubbly.